Back. Now, Thanksgiving is just a few days, honestly, away, which means all the Thanksgiving food gonna go right into the belly. But food can actually be pretty tempting for our four-legged friends as well, and it's not always the best for them. This afternoon, we are joined by veterinarian Dr. Danielle Bernal to learn more about the do's and don'ts for our pets. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us. What should I really not feed my dog? I mean, but he's such a good boy and he begs so well. He deserves it all, right?
He does, and we want to include them into all of our Thanksgiving activities. But there are some definite ingredients and foods that we want to avoid so that we can keep them safe as well as having a good time. Now, the classics and one most pet parents know is avoid the chocolates and also avoid any candies. They can contain ingredients like xylitol that can really cause our pet upset. But there are other ingredients you might think, well, they're okay, aren't they? And in actual fact, they're not. Examples here include you want to avoid any of the stuffings because they might be rich in onions and garlic, which can cause health problems.
Oh.
You also want to make sure there's no raisins or grapes. All of those can cause, an upset that can be quite the wrong end to the day for our Thanksgiving. The other one that's really important to avoid is don't forget at the end of the party when there's those big cooked bones sitting on the table and your dog looking at you going, well, surely that's got to be mine. Remember, those are also going to cause splinters when they chew them, and that can cause a big foreign body and concern in their intestinal tract. So if you avoid those, you're pretty much on the straight and narrow.
Huh. I did not really, because I figured, yeah, the bones, he likes bones. I like to give him bones instead of being mean and throwing them away. But yeah, they're more of a danger. Okay, well then what are some alternatives then that, pup can have while we're having our Thanksgiving feast? What are some good ideas?
There's lots here. Now, as you carve up that turkey, some of that fresh, nice white breast meat is a perfect go-to. Put a couple slices aside for them. Then if you want to fill that out with a bit more excitement, you can do some raw carrots or apples. They're going to give them a great crunch. It's going to help their dental health, but it's also going to give them great lots of dietary fiber to keep their digestive tract nice and healthy. Now, the other thing I'd also recommend here is don't think it's just one meal. If you want to make sure that your pup is sitting on the side and not bothering everyone while they eat, don't forget about using maybe a puzzle ball with some of their favorite treats in there. That's a good one to keep them busy, but that way let you enjoy your meal.
A puzzle ball, I don't know. Like, he's gorgeous and he's 9, but he's not that smart. So can any dog can do that? Because I've seen those through social media and TikTok. Is that really a certain, because he's about 9. So therefore, what is the phrase? You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Or can any dog really, get to it? Like, everybody can figure it out, right?
Everyone can figure it out. And when it comes to there's a delicious, tasty reward on the inside, that seems to highlight and increase the motivation. However, another option is don't forget you can get some pureed pumpkin or squash, and you can actually put that on a licking mat as well. That's another one. If they're a little bit more challenged on finding the right puzzle action, they can actually just sit there and lick it off. So it makes it an easy option.
That's true for the special dogs out there. I'd raise my paw for that one. Now, what are some other good activities that we could do, not just maybe for Thanksgiving, but of course Christmas is going to come up. What are some good healthy things that you definitely suggest that we give not just our dogs, because cats apparently beg too, and I don't know, I don't have like lizards or iguanas, but apparently anybody that's next to you while you're eating seems to be a begging type of pet. So what are some great activities?
Well, absolutely. The first one is, whilst it's a big day for us, for our pets, they may not know what's going on. So try and keep their routine as much as you can. A great option is if it's Thanksgiving, well, the turkey trot is good for us, but it's also a good idea for our pets. If you want to take them for a jog or that leisurely stroll, that's a great way to let them get out, get some physical and mental activities. Another one is when you're doing your decorations, keep your pet in mind. If you're thinking about candles in your on your tables, that might be a choice to swap to a battery-operated one if you've got cats. When it comes to flowers, you want to avoid certain flowers like lilies, because again, that cat can get into it and cause them upsets. And then the big one is if you think your pet's going to be a little bit stressed by all the activity, no worries at all. Maybe just move them to an area of the house where it's a bit quieter, they can have their personal things and relax so that they're not stressed and you're not stressed.
And while you and I are doing all the things, and I'm making a mental list, don't do this, don't do this. What happens if, let's say, a guest is a sucker because he's got those big old puppy dog eyes, or, you've got the cat that snuggles really well. Let's say that something does get into their system or something accidentally falls into the bowl. What are some big warning signs that may not be, we know when someone's not normal, but like what are some other big signs like, hey, something might be wrong?
Yeah, keep an eye on your pet. You know their personality best. If you suddenly see them, rolling around on their tummy or wanting to go outside to the bathroom more frequently, or drinking excessive amounts of water, there might be something going on. Similar if they're usually boisterous and they're suddenly listless. All of those are signs that maybe there's something serious and it's time to contact your veterinarian. Now, if your dog, however, gets into something of maybe a little bit of treat of just of someone's nice plate off their dinner table, that one's probably not as bad. But a great tip here I recommend is while all that's going on, instead of a charcuterie board, create a barcuterie board. This is where you can put lots of great treats or, snacks for your pet, and all the guests can use that as a central location. If they're seeing those puppy dog eyes, they can go, you know what, I'm going to give an old Mother Hubbard baked treat because that's going to be healthy for them, or some slices of apple, something there that everyone can reward your pet for and not feel guilty about.
Doctor, thank you so much. These are great tips, treats, things that we want to do, of course, to keep everybody safe and happy and full for the holidays. We appreciate your time, and for you guys, we will be right back.